Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and if you're new, thanks for joining. So this is November. I'm doing things a little bit different this month. Obviously, I'm really tapping into these kind of more mysterious, hidden, darker energies of Scorpio energy. Scorpio is a very interesting season, you guys, and I have a Scorpio midheaven. I have a Scorpio north node. So around this time every year, I'm definitely transform in ways that I'm just completely reborn, as a person. And this is true for everyone. This is true for every sign. So transformation, death, rebirth, renewal, purity, definitely emotional transformation, very, very important around these times, right? I'm sure you guys can all feel the intense energies here, especially emotionally. So it's very interesting here that we're already in November, strongly approaching December. Also, guys, really sorry the videos are late. I've been thinking a lot about it, and I kind of like that my videos come out later because it's when all the other videos are uploaded, kind of like all the other tarot readers have uploaded their videos, and some of them are doing the mid-months around here. So, my readings tend to be kind of the mid-month. But I like that because when I record, I have a lot of energy to work with already. So when we speak, we speak towards the middle of the month where I can really hone in on some of the energies that you guys have felt already. And that can kind of come out for the beginning of the reading, and then I touch on the ending of the month. Just know that it's okay to watch my videos at any time because the way that I read, I've done a lot of personal readings on people, and I tend to see that my readings are futuristic. So just know that what the information that you receive in my videos this month, they go into December as well. And I will be speaking to you guys in December. I was really, really sick. My throat actually has started to hurt again. So yeah, good. Thanks. Great. But yeah, definitely takes a lot of work to talk for hours at a time. And I was deathly sick in the beginning of the month. So I wasn't even able to start these videos until around, I don't know, I want to say around the 10th or something like that. And I'm going to have a chance to upload them very soon. So that's great. Other than being sick and everything like that, I'm just thinking that divine timing, we talk when we do, and I really look forward to it every month. Scorpio season is all about your intuition, okay? So the readings that I'm doing this month, especially with me having a North Node and me being a water sign, I'm extremely affected by these energies, and I have no choice but to transform around these times. I'm seeing a lot of readers on YouTube really following their intuition around this month and doing what we call intuitive readings. So I did a little bit of that this month for you guys' messages. Really, really powerful messages coming out this month for everyone. So I hope they're relatable and helpful in some way. But you have to understand that with Scorpio energy, it really gives me the power to dig deep into your subconscious, and it dig deep into your energy, so that the information that comes out are deep subconscious hidden problems going on in your life, right? And some people aren't going to want to relate to those things because it's pretty intimate. Scorpio energy has everything to do with intimacy. It is the eighth house, and usually, this is the time of year where everything that we want to keep hidden at a subconscious level is completely aired out. Scorpio is a purging energy. So it really purges out anything that isn't pure. It purges out anything that needs to transform. And I really love this time of year because we're approaching Sagittarius season, which is very light, and it's a very expansive time, right? November, a very powerful month. So yeah, the readings, guys. I'm working. I tried to do an 8-card spread for most of you. So I'm using the Wisdom of the House of Night deck, of course, because that's very Scorpio. And then I'll be using regular tarot to clarify your cards. So we start out with pretty much 4 cards there that symbolize your energy for this month. And then we do clarifiers, which is always nice to get even a little bit more insight with the energies that we receive from spirit. So for the most part, guys, I really just wanted to work with these energies. Another cool thing about these readings is that a part of the theme that I'm doing this month, besides the black lipstick, of course, is I wanted to record at nighttime. It didn't really dawn on me until this season that I've never recorded tarot readings at night. I've always done it this far with in the light, you know, and then I'm worried about when the sun's gonna go down, and I'm limited to how many videos I can do. I'm a night owl. I stay up really late. You know, I'm staying up till like 5 a.m. every night, and that's just how I am as a Pisces. I was born around that time, so I just like to stay up late, guys. I'm a night owl for sure. And you know, there's something there about the nights because a lot of different energies presented themselves to me. So this is something that I may do in the future as well. Do certain signs, and if you like that, comment below and let me know. If you like more of the feel that I had in the nighttime for you, for your messages, because it definitely felt better for me as well. Me being a night person, I work better at nighttime. My energy is more calm and it's more mysterious, and I really wanted to do that for Scorpio season, so that was really fun to do. So yeah, that was interesting to do that. And other than that, you know, I really just wanted to freestyle and be intuitive and let whatever energies, because Scorpio is all about purification. So I really didn't want to cloud the readings with what, you know, usually I have some type of setting to do, right? But no, it was pretty freestyle this time around, and I really enjoyed the messages there. So I do have a little bit of astrology for you guys for the beginning of the video, and then we'll get started with your actual individual tarot readings. So we did have a full moon in Taurus on November 3rd. Long time ago, guys. I would have loved. I have a Taurus moon. So, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going through some completions there, but I would have loved to talk to you guys around that time. But that was the time when I was really sick. Interesting that Taurus is my third house, and Taurus rules the throat chakra, and I was sick with strep throat. So I'm realizing that every month or every year around this time, I usually go through some type of throat chakra issue, and it was not fun. Interesting that we had daylight savings time end on that 4th. So it's just interesting to me. A lot of mysterious connections that I'm making around this time. That we had a full moon, and then the daylight savings time ended. We are in the darker half of the year, guys, and Scorpio is known as the dark night of the soul. So if you make it through this season, I'm proud of you and congratulations, because you're not going to make it through as the same person you were before. We're all going through certain transformations, and that's why these readings are very deep this month. We have Mercury going into Sagittarius. We had that going on the 5th. I did mention in the Aries video that Mercury was in Libra still, but it isn't. Mercury has entered, or that Mercury was in Scorpio. It isn't. It's in Sagittarius. And we have Venus in Scorpio, though, so that's cool. Venus moved into Scorpio on the 7th. And the 10th, we had Lilith move into Capricorn, so that's something that, you know, that we're going to talk about a little bit in the videos with some of you that I feel it applies to. We have a beautiful new moon in Scorpio on the 18th. This is when the sun and the moon are both in Scorpio, making the moon invisible in the sky. Please mark your calendars for that day, you guys. Very important day to do emotional releasing work. It's going to be a very dark day. And I don't mean that as in bad. You know, I'm really trying here to spread the messages of light and dark, whereas light is not good and dark is not bad or evil, right? There's beautiful things that come from the dark and really horrible things that come from the light. And that's the duality of our universe there. So, you know, this new moon, when the sky is at its darkest, the dark enough to hide the moon, you know, Scorpio does well with energies like that. Not because Scorpio is dark, because Scorpio is the lightest sign. Like, they are so pure, right? They're all about death and transformation. And that's just so beautiful. Death and rebirth, some of the two things that we don't know much about, but how pure is it to be born? How pure is it to die and transform? Just lovely energies, and we're all going through this on different levels, right? So interesting day there to have the moon and the sun in Scorpio. Wonderful time to do any emotional work or any, you know, meditations, anything like that with spirituality. Beautiful, beautiful time. And then on November 21st, we have the sun entering Sagittarius. So a lot of us are going to really, you know, this is when the transformations kind of let up a little bit right now. Dream on. We're all being transformed and noticing things about ourselves that we didn't even know. And that's what transformation is all about, you know, kind of letting die what we're no longer of and rebirthing into what we are. Okay, so there are certain parts of us that are dying and that won't make it. And we need to encourage that, because Scorpio, we really have Scorpio to thank for that kind of energy. But yes, we will have the sun move into Sagittarius. And on November 22nd, we have Neptune going direct in Pisces. Awesome for me, awesome for you, and where your Neptune placement is. And then, of course, at the end of the month, we have what we call Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you who decide to celebrate Thanksgiving. I have a strong Native American history, so, I'm pretty enlightened and I'm pretty woke. So, Thanksgiving has always given me the creeps. As a kid, when I was forced in school to color the kind of pilgrim pictures and the Indian pictures, and oh, they had a feast and it was all great and lovely. Well, my soul is very intelligent, and I always had a horrible feeling about Thanksgiving. And I'm sure some of you have done research, and some of you are woke and enlightened to the real meaning of Thanksgiving. So, happy Thanksgiving to those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving at the end of this month. Interesting that as soon as Neptune goes direct the same day that the sun moves into Sagittarius, and then we have Thanksgiving right after that. So this year, for Thanksgiving, yes, I will be eating dinner, but it's not a traditional Thanksgiving dinner because I just like to be different, and I like to set different trends. I'm going to be doing a lot of meditations for the lives that were lost, some of my ancestors that were lost in the Thanksgiving celebrations, or the pilgrim days back then, stuff like that. So I'll be doing meditations there for that, and I'll just be using that day to be thankful. I will be doing a lot of creative work with Thankful and the Art of Thanks, and I'll be writing out things that I'm thankful for, things that I value, and I'm just gonna be thankful to be alive. You know what I'm saying? With God willing, I will be alive on that day, and it'll be a very spiritual day for me to kind of reflect on what I am thankful for. And just so that just that we're talking now, guys, I'm extremely thankful for all of you. Extremely thankful for your likes, shares, and subscribes, and your comments for sure. I love talking with you guys. I love getting your comments. I have notifications on my phone, so I get a notification every time one of you likes or subscribes, and it just puts a smile on my face. Well, some of the good comments. Some of the bad ones are like, yee, but most of them, I'll see that it's relating to you guys and that my messages were so helpful. And I have all the belief in myself. I believe in the messages I spread, but at the same time, as a tarot reader, it's hard because I'm talking to a computer, you know what I mean? I know I'm talking with your guys' energy, but I don't necessarily have your feedback right away to say, yes, I am going through that. So it's extremely intuitive work, which is beautiful around this time. And it's even more beautiful that we're heading into a time of belief. And I strongly believe in spirit. I strongly believe in the collective consciousness, and that the right messages will receive or wind up with the right people. So I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for the talents, gifts, and abilities that I have in order to do this kind of work. I'm thankful to be alive, and I'm thankful to experience, this chance at consciousness. So, whatever you're doing here to wrap up the month of November, I send all my blessings to you guys, and I really hope that the readings this month were relatable and helpful to you. Please comment below and let me know what you guys think. And as always, be blessed, and you have my best energy sent to you. So, I hope you guys have a wonderful month in November. It is really intense, it is really transforming, but just know, we're coming up on the end of the year. So that's a transformation in itself. There's a lot here to do with cycles. Also, meditation is coming up very strongly for us in November and December. So make sure you're taking the time to do your spiritual work, whether that's just being outside and looking up at the sky and kind of speaking to your higher self, or being at one with the universe. Whether you do meditations or yoga or whatever it is that you do, it is coming up strong for the signs in November and December. And that's pretty awesome, because I would say around this time where we're transforming, it's extremely important for us to stay in touch with our higher self, because so much is changing right now about people and places and things around us, and we're changing and other people are changing, and it can be kind of hectic, you guys, but just know at the end of all this, we're going to be stronger people, and we're going to be transformed into things that into the things that we need to be in order for the next step of our life. Right? So these transformations are very, very necessary and critical to our being and our conscious state. Our whole entire universe is transforming right now. So I don't want this intro to be very long, but those are some words that I really wanted to say to you guys. And without further ado, hear your readings for November, and I hope you enjoy. All right, bye guys. Talk to you in December. Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your November reading. So, before we begin, I have something interesting to talk with you guys about. As you may see and heard in my intro video, this month, with all the Scorpio energy and the kind of mysterious, hidden, rather dark energies, I wanted to go with a kind of a darker theme. And in order to contact some more of the hidden beneath the surface energies, I thought, what better idea than to do my videos this month at nighttime and later in the night. I hadn't even realized before that I had always done my videos in the morning. So I'm like, wow, I wonder if there's like different energy if I record my videos at nighttime. There most certainly was, but it's just so happened with the schedules and things like that. For Sagittarius, I'm actually recording in the day. And that speaks volumes to me. You know, at first I was really upset, like, no, my theme, everybody else got recorded at nighttime. This is going to throw everything off. But, you know, usually I'm somebody who always finds meaning in something. And so as I laid in bed last night, I was just too tired. I recorded Libra and Scorpio, and I wanted to get to your video so bad, Sagittarius, especially because there's so much going on for you and we have a lot to talk about. But yeah, just, you know, I feel the energy, and I didn't want to rush your reading last night because I wanted to be at my best. I wanted to be refreshed and focused, which I am now. And I thought about it for a minute, and Spirit just said, you know, get some rest. It was like 3 a.m., and I'm usually up till 5, but, you know, and I thought I could handle it, but around that steady talking and steady recording and steady flow of spirit. And your guys' energy is quite magical and intense. We are both co-ruled by Jupiter, so me and you, Sagittarius, we're kind of like planetary siblings, and, you know, soulmates a little bit. So I knew that I would be contacting energies that were very powerful and very familiar. So I wanted to give you guys my best. And it's beautiful out. I have a little bit of a view out my window, so and when I'm looking up, I'm just kind of looking up, and I appreciate a good scenery. It helps me actually focus more, and it's just beautiful. Very positive energy outside my window here, and I just thought it was significant. You know, the reasoning that Spirit and I agree on is that the sun is about to enter Sagittarius. So why would I record you guys at nighttime, right? It's just your energy, you know, it's very bright outside. I feel a lot of energy coming from outside. And it dawned on me, you know, like maybe the last 4 zodiac signs didn't need to be recorded at nighttime because those are the signs that are actually gaining in light right now. Libra, the sun has left Libra. The sun is in Scorpio, but it's getting darker there. Plus Scorpio is a rather darker 8th house energy. And by dark, I don't mean evil or bad. Just dark and not light. You, Sagittarius, happen to be a very light sign. You are a fire sign, and you're a mutable sign. So you're very powerful and very have a kind of an enlightened energy, being ruled by Jupiter and being the 9th house. So we have the sun, and I like the sun. You know, we have better view here. The recording is hopefully not a glare, but beautiful lighting. So I like it, and I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. Because right off the bat, I knew that this would be different energy. So just know that you're significant, Sagittarius, in that you're in alignment with the light. So a little bit of astrology. Let's see here. I mentioned some of it in my intro video, I believe. We had that full moon in your 6th house. Taurus is your 6th house of lifestyle. So we had that full moon on the 3rd and the 4th of November. It is the 14th today, and I'm really, really hoping everything goes well enough for me so that later on I can have all these videos uploaded. So by the time you watch this, Sagittarius, it'll be a little bit shy of a week, so a little less than a week for the sun to be entering Sagittarius. So happy birthday, you guys. Oh, I hope you guys have wonderful birthdays. Birthdays are pretty intense. It's when the sun is traveling around the earth and returning back to the same spot where it was when you were born. So that's called a solar return. And you're here another, you know, we know on birthdays we turn another year old and things like that, but it's a lot deeper than that, Sagittarius. Your solar return, it's returning all of the abundant energy. The sun is the biggest star in the sky, right? It's ruled by Leo, your sister sign. So a lot of positive energy. The sun is abundance, is very positive. I'm recording in the sunlight for you, so there's lots of light to be shared here. And that's the wonderful thing about this kind of Scorpio season here, is that a lot of mysterious energies coming out, brings out a lot of dark emotions with people, but there is light to be found, and that's speaking through your reading. So yeah, we did have that full moon in your sixth house. We do have a full moon next month opposite your sun. So this will be your seventh house is Gemini. Gemini is the opposite sign of you guys, all right? So anytime there's a moon in your opposite house, that would be your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. And this is all relationship Sagittarius. This is, we have relationships with everything in the world. We have relationships with our kids. We have relationships with our friends and our family and our peers and our work buddies and all things we have relationships with. So seventh house energy is very important for the relationships we have in life. So look forward to that beginning of December. Every full moon is opposite the sun. So the sun will be in Sag and we will have a full moon powerfully in Gemini. So we do have Mercury in your guys' sign. So that's very interesting. This is bringing the action to your thought and your mental stability and your communication. Mercury is the messenger of God. So, you being ruled by Zeus and being the sky god Sagittarius, that's a very beautiful spot, I believe, for Mercury to be in. You're also a very balanced sign, being the Temperance card in tarot. So, Sagittarius, I believe this is a wonderful opportunity. Mercury will be in your sign for a while. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to really balance out your thoughts. I'm not sure if you've been suffering from kind of the darker thoughts. I do want to add here, speaking of darker thoughts, that Scorpio is your 12th house Sagittarius. Now, Pisces is the natural 12th house on the wheel. So I can be the first to tell you that 12th house energies are more so to do with karmic releasing, spirituality. The 12th house represents the end. So as the sun is in your 12th house right now, you could be having the sensation of major completions in your life. If you can feel that, major things beginning in your life and just certain cycles closing out, right? Scorpio's reading had a lot to do with cycles. So Scorpio themselves right now are a representation of certain completions and cycles in our universe as well. And as we all know, your season is almost the last season of what we consider as humans the year, right? I believe the new year really starts on March 20th when the sun moves into Aries, the spring equinox. That's when astrologers consider the new year. But with the Mayan calendar and everything like that, we consider it January 1st. And I must admit, I feel a shift on that day as well, too. So, as we know, cycles ending, and we're speaking about that. So, it's only fair to mention that we have one more month of 2017 left, right, guys? And that is just very intense. So there's going to be major things completing and major things beginning and starting over in your life, Sagittarius, especially because your solar returns. Solar returns have a lot to do with cycles coming full circle and things like that. So, a lot to think about. And thank goodness that we have Mercury in your sign. I do believe Mercury is going to go retrograde in your sign next month. So we are going to have a little bit of, craziness there, whatever like that. So just make sure you're balancing yourself out, Sagittarius. There's a lot here with temperance and with moderation. So just make sure your light and your dark thoughts are being balanced by moderation. But I'm loving that Mercury is in your sign. We had Mercury into your sign on the 5th. Now we had Venus move into your 12th house of Scorpio. Okay. All right, here's some Sagittarius information. On November 10th, we had Lilith. Lilith is the dark moon in astrology. We had her move out of your sign, okay? I'm not sure if that was a good or bad thing for you, Sagittarius. Lilith is a rather mysterious, dark, and sexual energy. I have her on my rising sign now. Lilith has moved into, here's Sagittarius and here's Capricorn. So she's moved into your second house and away from you. So if there was any kind of darkness, or because Lilith can be interpreted, it can make you seem rather dark, it can make you seem rather sexual and lustful, and it can also make you seem kind of evil to people. Lilith is a really misunderstood energy, and I'm not advocating that Lilith is evil, but I'm just going by what people see her as in the chart in astrology. Lilith is quite frankly a she devil, like a kind of a demon, but she's also a goddess at the same time. It really depends on how you look at her. So, nevertheless, we have that energy moving out of Lilith into a more mysterious and weird house for Lilith to be in. We have her in Capricorn. So, yeah, I'll be speaking to the Capricorns more about that. But, it could be bad, Sagittarius, if Lilith was kind of giving you this kind of sexual drive, but she could have been restricting your sexuality. We also have Saturn. Speaking of restrictions, we still have Saturn in Sagittarius. So, guys, I'm somebody who was born with with Saturn right on their sun, right? I have Pisces 14 degree sun, and I have Saturn right on my sun. So I know how it is. I know how to, I naturally walk as that. Like, I will never experience Saturn not being on my sun, because I was just one of those people who are born with it like that. And it makes my life very karmic, you know what I mean? I know karma firsthand, and that could be a good and a bad thing. But, Sag, this has been a long time coming with Sagittarius and with Saturn in your sign. So, I hope that is just expanding your morality, because Saturn has a lot to do with morals and karma, and it's the father of time. It's pretty much the father in astrology. Like, Saturn is that planet that is everybody's dad. Like, hey, did you do your homework? Hey, did you clean your room? Hey, this isn't clean. Here's some dust. Get cleaning again. Like, it's that military dad is what I like to think of it. So, you could be really on guard right now, like, yes, Saturn, yes, I got it, yes, Saturn, yes, I did that, Saturn, yes, I made sure that was right, yes, I paid this, Saturn. I know a few Sagittariuses, and they're really on their P's and Q's right now, and if they're not, they know that their karma will be coming, and they just kind of take that with a grain of salt. But don't worry, Saturn is going to be leaving you guys and really release, and I can't wait for the Sagittariuses to come back, because you guys have been not so much your fun, eluberant selves. You haven't been very free, and I know that you guys are very free souls. You're very light, and with Saturn there, really, really, you guys are all about balance. Work hard, play hard type of thing. And with Saturn there, it could be all work and no play, making the Sagittarius, with Mercury there as well. Oh, guys, I guess we're gonna see here in a bit what the cards have to say to you, but just by looking at the kind of November astrology, very intense. So about that Saturn, it is going to be moving out in December, and I feel like you guys are going to feel a strong release. So just, work with Saturn. It's very important to have Saturn in your sign as well. You are walking symbols of karma right now, Sagittarius. And sometimes Saturn goes into certain signs, so those people can kind of be vessels for Saturn. So if you're noticing people getting their karma, I really wouldn't mess with a Sagittarius if you're cross-watching or whatever. I wouldn't mess with Sagittarius, because they have the last little bit of Saturn in their sign, and then when Saturn gets into Capricorn, good luck. Your karma's yours, and it will be dealt. So, okay, we have that new moon on the 18th. So Scorpio is your 12th house, guys. So it is interesting here for all this energy to be in your 12th house. We do have a lot of energy in the 12th house. So just know there's a lot of releasing going on, a lot of spirituality. Okay, so pay attention to your dreams and to your intuition. And then on the 21st, 22nd, kind of both. It's the 21st / the 22nd. We have the sun moving into Sagittarius. I am excited for that. And I hope you guys are too. This is your season. This is when the sun is entering Sagittarius. So the awareness, everybody's awareness is going to kind of expand into this higher awareness, this higher expanded philosophy of things. So I love it. I love it. All about your beliefs and long distance travel, things like that. So I'm ready. I'm ready for Sagittarius season. So that's about it, guys. But I wanted to talk to you about one more thing before we get into your reading. There's going to be a lot of Sagittarius energy around December 9th. Okay, so you really want to look for that. This is when, I seen the wheel, okay? I watch a lot of astrologers. Shout out Magic Mike. I watch a lot of astrologers, him being the main one. And You know, he shows the overlook of the planets, and he goes into the future sometimes, and we went into the near future of December, early December, first couple of weeks. There's a major buildup in Sagittarius. I mean, there was so many planets, Venus, and it was just like boom, 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 boom. Very important, very, very, very significant time for all. It's going to be a lot of pressure, but hopefully you guys just feel it in a powerful way, because pressure and power are almost the same thing. You know what I mean? So just a heads up there, Sagittarius. The universe is really going to be putting a lot of shine on you. So it is your time to shine. And I heard that in my head, this for a while now. When I was thinking about your reading last night, it is your time to shine. We're doing this in the sun. The sun is moving into Sagittarius. Okay, you're going to be aware of a lot more things soon, Sag. So that's all I got for you astrology wise. Hopefully I covered everything, and we're going to get into the reading now. So as I mentioned, this is Scorpio energy. So, intuition, very important. This is powerful, powerful energies here that we're working with. I have a North Node in Scorpio, and we have cards flying out already. There's a message here about obedience, vision, focus, and a reminder. So interesting that this card is coming out. This isn't your reading, Sag, but the cards came out, and that's what I was trying to tell you. Is Scorpio energy. It's very, very magical. You're very magical. So the messages, I just go with it. So we have this kind of archer here, right? And she's focusing. You are the archer, Sagittarius. So this card naturally reminds me of you. And we have a 17 up there. Okay, so that's 1 plus 7, and that's 8. So the reason why 8s are sticking out to me a lot this month as I'm recording is because Scorpio is the 8th house, right? You're the 9th house. So we have this here, this kind of focus. So I'm going to relate this to the 8th house energy. So I'm not sure how this it's been, we're pretty late into the month now. But how's November been for you, Sagittarius? I just know that focus is coming up very strong for you. You are someone who focuses anyway. She's got this bow and arrow here, and you have to focus. You really have to focus when you're an archer and when you're using a bow and arrow. It's about focusing on your target. You have to keep a clear vision, you know what I mean? So you want to focus on your goals right now, Sagittarius, and you want to focus through this kind of darker 8th house energy, because I'm noticing here that we have an 8 on this card as well. So this is coming up very strong for you. These cards kind of came out together. So we have you focusing on a vision. So focus on that vision, Sagittarius, because we have 2 8s. So this is even if it's a darker vision, we have this full moon behind this lady here, and there's a little bit of clouds coming in, so don't let anything cloud your vision. You really want to focus on it. I'm actually going to put these cards like this so that she's aiming towards that vision, almost as if the moon is her target. So focus on your intuition, focus on your emotions. Okay, Scorpio season is all about transforming the emotions, and I feel the 8 coming up for you very strongly. And we also have here the obedience, and there's message. So obedience is all about, certain rules being in place right now. I feel that this is Saturn all the way. So let's see here. Okay, this is 8 plus 4. Whoa, this is 8 and 4 up there. So that would be 12. And this is the 12th house energy, and we see this balance beam here in her hand, and we see this sword here. So this is more of a Libra justice card, but it's coming up as obedience. So immediately Saturn, you know what I mean? Saturn is all about being obedient, as we talked about that military dad. Okay, so you really want to be obedient for the rest of November, Sagittarius, because the energy is very much on you. Like the sun is just crawling, crawling, crawling to Sagittarius, and there's something here in the month of November about staying obedient to certain rules, because Saturn is on that sun of yours. And you really want to be mindful about any rules set in place. You want to be mindful about anything that you're doing, that may not be on the up and up. I don't want to scare you, Sagittarius, but, Saturn getting closer and closer and closer to Capricorn. And this is why it's so important, because Capricorn rules Saturn, right? So we're going to have Saturn at home. Saturn is making its way through Sagittarius to Capricorn. It's home. It's going to be very comfortable there. So karma is going to be at an all-time high. Very important right now for you to keep things balanced and keep things cut and dry. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're cutting off anything that isn't true to your own personal rules and boundaries, because this is all Saturn coming up here, and it's coming up as a 12 energy. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So we could do it that way with the Gemini energy, but I'm more so thinking 12, which is all about spirituality, all about intuition, all about releasing. So it's interesting that Scorpio is your 12th house, because I see 8 here very strongly. I'm definitely seeing that here. And this is a number 10. We have a reminder here. And it's going to be kind of hard to see, but it says don't forget. And we have 8 plus 2 is 10. So don't forget the 10th house, and that's where Saturn is ruled by. Saturn is ruled by the 10th house. So it's interesting that don't forget obedience came out. Don't forget Saturn, and it's funny that we were talking about that. And that's why you really need to focus on your own vision right now and not let anybody, And then we have this message. So, this is a message coming out for you. Certain messages taking flight with these energies. So right off the bat, we have a lot of energies coming out for you, Sag. But as I was saying, I'm going to try to get 4 cards out for you from the Wisdom of the House of Night. Very scorpionic energy. And then we'll do validators, clarifiers with regular tarot, okay? So this is for Sagittarius spirit, and this is for November 2017. What is it that we can talk to them about? So we have some cards coming out here. Oh wow, same as Scorpio almost. Complicated cycles. So you could be going through some complicated cycles along with Scorpio energy. And then we have the moon here. All right, so this is very beautiful to come out. And we have that Scorpio new moon, so it could have something to do with that as well. This could be messages in your dream, Sagittarius. So we did have complicated moon cycles. Something there with that. Things coming full circle. Sagittarius energy. Make sure I give these a good shuffle here, because they're kind of just sitting on it. Okay. So the first card out, we had success. So Sagittarius, okay, and we had strength come out with that. So I'm going to just go with this. We have a strong success coming up here for you. So let's see what else comes out for you, Sagittarius. Interesting that success will come out. So there's a congratulations that you may receive. Okay, and we have some of you denying. I'm seeing this denial card coming out, right? This is the denial card. So definitely make sure you're not denying yourself of anything that you're reaching out for, because we have this kind of hand in the forest reaching out. I'm led to say that nothing is out of your reach, Sagittarius. Just because Saturn is restricting you, just know that you are brave. You are definitely good enough to reach. And these grapes or pomegranates in the trees are symbolic for anything that you want. So you really don't want to deny yourself of anything spiritual, right, that you may be getting, because we have the High Priestess of Spirit, and this is a very beautiful card to be coming up with for you. So don't deny yourself of anything spiritual or deny yourself of anything that you want. And then we have a summon, right? This card has come up for Sagittarius before, so this is very interesting for you. This is powerful manifestation right here. And then we have the trapped card as well. So if any of you are feeling trapped, Sagittarius, or chaotic, because we have some of you feeling trapped with chaotic, but summon is coming out, right? So you really want to manifest your way out of those kind of energies if you're dealing with more of the Saturnian restrictions. But that is, because trapped is a very restrictive feeling as well. And we had chaos come up. So, that's why you're not going to be denying yourself this month of anything spiritual that you want, right? You might be feeling like you're trapped and restricted with Saturn on your sun, like you can't get it. But the sun is coming into your guys' sign, and all is going to be up for grabs. So make sure, okay, this is interesting. We have cycles coming up very strongly for you. Strong, 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 strong. It's kind of blurry here, and I hate it, but okay, you can kind of see it there. On this card, we have cycles of the moon. So we have the moon full, and we have the moon in a more new moon state, and we have the moon half. So this is just about things coming full cycle. Okay, this is about everything happening because of a cycle. And this is 3 plus 7, 10. So this is career cycles, anything like that. This is cycles of Saturn cycling through your sign. Okay, and we also have deceit coming up here again for you, Sag. So like I was saying, anybody who's deceitful, if it's you, and this is deceitful behavior, any white lies or anything like that, just know that if it's you or if it's another person, whichever way it goes, Sag, this is what I was talking about with Saturn. Any people like this is not going to be acceptable with Saturn. Like, they're going to be hand-delivered their karma. And I really see that more so as deceitful energies around you, right? And we have this coming out with oath. So we had obedience and oath come up for you. So I'm seeing Sagittarius there is a lot of serious energy. Even success is serious. And thank goodness we have strength there. But now we have these cycles of deceit and a certain oath that you're going to be taking this month. So you're being really called, Sagittarius. I'm seeing oath and obedience. All those things are kind of karmic. You know, when you sign contracts and oaths and when you're being obedient to things, whoa. Like, whoa. It's just, that's intense, Sag. So it's very important for you to be meditating around this time, right? And being strong in a successful way. So that's what's coming up so far for you. Let's see the next two cards that come up. Okay, so we have a conclusion. Interesting. Of course, this is cycles as well. So this is why the cycle card was coming out. And we'll talk about this in a minute, Sag. I'm seeing a lot of written documents this month in November. I'm seeing a lot of strength. I'm seeing things end and begin. And remember, this has a lot to do with your intuition and your psychic abilities and your spirituality, right? I'm seeing these moons here. So let's get one last card. Okay. And we had complicated come out. So, and we had summon come out again in love. So some of you may be summoning love. Could be even an earth sign. Oh, we have the high priestess of earth and the high priestess of fire. So I see this as, this is the high priestess of fire here, guys. If it was color, you could see like the embers and the beautiful fiery red that is her. And this is the 5th card up there. So this is a playful energy. You coming out back with your playful energy, but being a bit grounded right now, right? So this is the high priestess of earth. So this is a more serious energy. Wow. And we also have the high priestess of water under that. So just like Scorpio, you have a lot of priestesses here. And I believe high priestess of fire will be on the bottom of your deck. So, well, let's see here. We have love and summon as well. So I guess love will be on the bottom of your deck. So some of you are summoning in love. And I'm seeing here that you're summoning your heart to open. This is as long as you summon something with love, then I want you to know, Sagittarius, that it's not bad, or you know, you're not gonna, I don't want to scare you with that Saturn. Saturn is more so interested about the morality behind things. So this is interesting that, you know, this person is coming up with love, this summoning of love, right? You want to summon things with an open heart, and you want to summon things with the acceptance of love. This is all about opening your heart. This is all about love and having a lighthearted energy almost. So if you're summoning things from a place like that, then it is completely acceptable. Saturn, you know, as I was saying, is more so interested in sneaky, cheating, lying behavior, was something that you would receive karma for. And when we do meditations and when we do certain summonings, you know, how we feel is going to be our karma. So, you know, you're in a very powerful place to really summon things from your heart right now. So what is it that you need? What is it that you love? What is it that would cause you pleasure and joy right now, Sagittarius? You have the magical ability. Like, this is straight up magic. And this card has come up for you. So this is a very Sagittarius card. It hasn't come up for anyone else that I do readings for. So this is very much coming up for you. You know, you are the high priestess of fire, and you have the ability to summon things with love. So summon things. And all you have to do is just summon them. So we have summon at the bottom of your deck, and I'm just going to leave that there. So let's get into the reading a little bit more. Just listening here real quick here to get kind of some of the messages. So we do have this congratulations. This was the first card out for your actual reading. And we see this success and this congratulations scroll there. So Sag, this is speaking to your successes this far, right? And I believe Libra got this card as well. But, you know, around this time when we're all emotionally kind of heavier, feeling more of the heavier emotions and things like that, you really want to count your successes and you want to pay attention to what it is that you've been victorious with, right? Because Sagittarius, excuse me, you're a very, very successful sign. You know, I know many Sagittariuses in my life, and there's so many successes that you guys should be proud of, but you have this kind of abundance of energy. So when you successfully complete something, you kind of skip the step where you pat yourself on the back. It's almost as if you don't do things for success, you just do them so that you know, and this could be you with Saturn in your sign, but some of the Sagittariuses I know just live like this all the time. Like, they always feel like something's on their back. They always feel like they're trying to prove something to somebody or trying to be something to somebody. It may have to do with why you're kind of a moderate sign, right? You're always moderating things and kind of trying to balance stuff out. So you can feel energies from both ends of the spectrum most of the time. And this is talking about being successful with that as well. For some of you, this could be successful relationships or successful jobs. This is you successfully completing cycles in your life and successfully, being that Sagittarius that you are, with that very energetic kind of aura about you. You have an abundance of energy, Sagittarius, and you have more than enough energy and strength right now to complete any type of goals. This could be an actual promotion for some of you, or some type of written document. Maybe some of you are receiving awards this month, because sometimes when I see this card, I see it as an actual, physical piece of paper. Some of you could be signing leases to new apartments or houses, or I'm just seeing, let me know at the end of this reading if this applied to you, and if any of you are kind of receiving congratulations or anything like that, or moving up in any way, like a promotion or something like that. But Spirit is really congratulating you for something. So there's something here to be proud of in November. It could just be simply proud of making it through Scorpio season. I'm going to congratulate us all for that. And it also could be more so just, the congratulations of being here for another year, Sagittarius, and bringing in your birthday season, and bringing in the sun in Sagittarius in a really successful and in a way that we should congratulate you. You know what I mean? So I'm seeing that there's a lot of accomplishments here that should be taking note. Okay, and I'm seeing this moon here, right? Most of these cards have a crescent moon on them. So this could be a congratulations spiritually. You guys could be moving up spiritually. A lot of people don't pay attention to that, but we have jobs in other spiritual realms, and we do spiritual work in other places. And I know that firsthand because I'm an avid dreamer and astral traveler. So sometimes we can actually move up psychically or mentally. And we do have Mercury and Sagittarius. Sagittarius kind of expanding the communication of that. So this could be a mental success or anything like that. Just anything that you've accomplished in November. I'm being led to tell you to really make sure that you're patting yourself on the back for it, Sagittarius, and that you're slowing down enough to really soak in the energy of, wow, I just did that. Like, you're so fast and you move so quickly, Sag, that you can forget sometimes to be proud of yourself. And we don't want to wait for other people to tell us that they're proud of us. We want to just be proud of ourselves. So you guys could be doing things in your life, whether it be work related or a hobby that you have, but you've accomplished something. Okay, I'm feeling a strong sense of that you've accomplished something and that you should be proud of it, Sagittarius. So just keep that in mind, and congratulations for whatever it is that you got. I feel many things here. Congratulations, Sagittarius. Spirit is acknowledging you and they're proud of you. Spirit is proud of you. Spirit, this could be Saturn as well. A congratulations when it comes to karma, but it's coming up with strength. So we have the strength card next, and in this deck, the strength card is a very, very strong rooted tree. So this could be even strong success within your roots, or success with strong roots that you have, right? Where you come from, your ancestry, strong roots within your family. This is also speaking to transformation, because I see here that there's fall leaves up at the top. You can't tell because it's black and white, but there is a fall leaves on here, Sagittarius. And it's number 35. So if any of you, if 35 is a number significant for you, or 39, but we have here this being successful with the 12th energy. Yeah. So like I was saying, this could be a very much spiritual congratulations, because 3 plus 9 is 12, and the 12th house has all the things to do with release and karmic and letting go. It's kind of the ending of things. So congratulations on whatever's ended in your life, and just know that there's a strong beginning coming for sure. I'm seeing that for sure, because the 12th energy is an ending energy. So there's something here about Spirit acknowledging you for what you've accomplished, and what you've accomplished to end. You know what I mean? Something has come full circle. And when we go through these kind of steps in life, it's very, very, we need to acknowledge this. Sometimes our spirit can feel, and you want to listen to your intuition about what you really, really overcome. Okay, there's something here with overcoming things as well. So 39, 35, 12, and then we have 3 plus 5, which is an 8 energy. Just looking here. So this is another strong, so when I'm seeing 8, okay, I'm seeing a lot of 8s come up, and for everybody's reading this month, I'm going to apply the 8 energy to the Scorpio energy, because Scorpio is the 8th house. So I'm seeing here that you're really strong, and this could be, if you're not feeling very strong physically, or if you're not feeling very strong as a person, And even though you are a Sagittarius, this could also be speaking to spiritual strength, emotional strength, especially with Scorpio season being all about transformation and death and rebirth. So just know whatever is concluding or ending in your life, this is very Scorpio energy. This is the season to kill off certain things and for things to kind of rise above the ashes and come anew. So there is a congratulations there with that. And you're going to come out of these endings and new beginnings in a very strong way. Still grounded, still rooted in the ground. And there is an owl here, right here. This owl is kind of peeking out of the tree. So I see you protected. You're protecting your wisdom, Sagittarius. You may know certain things right now. Owls are very wise creatures. You know, they're very nocturnal. So this is about coming out of the night in a very light and pure way because the owl is white. So, you know, you want to keep your wisdom strong right now, Sagittarius. You want to keep your roots strong and you want to remain as grounded as you can, okay? Because things are beginning to branch out now and they're beginning to transform. And this is all about Scorpio energy. So the 8th house is really strengthening you. I'm seeing that here. This is also a Leo energy because the strength card in regular tarot is Leo. So, you know, some of you could be dealing with a Leo or just Leo is a fiery energy. So you want to really pay attention there to that strong, fiery, passionate energy. Because one thing I notice about this card is all these little frilly things that you see kind of all over the tree. Well, in color, they're lightning bolts. They're like kind of, they're passionate and it's fiery. And I do see a moon here in this card. It's kind of hard to see, but it is there on the tree. And so this is about being strong with your intuition, staying strong with your spirituality and your emotions, as I mentioned before. So as long as you're protecting yourself in a strong way, you're going to be successful, Sagittarius. And I'm seeing a lot coming full circle here. Trees are all about roots and in their bark and their branches, but the tree as a whole, you know what I mean? You got the leaves, you got the branches, you have the roots, you have the trunk of the tree. And I'm seeing all of that here. You know, this is a very strong, sturdy. So you want to be sturdy right now. You want to be sturdy with your successes and you want to keep a strong outlook on what you have accomplished this far, because you really have accomplished something. Whereas before we had that congratulations, now we have a 12 energy coming up. So it's interesting that both of these energies have a number 12. This one actually has a number 12 and this one has 9 plus 3, which is 12. So very, very interesting energies. And it's very much speaking to me spiritually because we have, these are both ruled by a 12 energy. And 12, you know, is kind of a completion. Spirit has a lot to do with 12. We have 12 months. We have 12 zodiac signs. We have 12 numbers on the clock. You know what I mean? So spirit works in kind of 12s. There was 12 disciples of the Lord, things like that. It's very much said in spirituality. And 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is a trinity here, mind, body, and soul. And me, myself, and I, you know, this is a lot to do with that. So there's a trinity here, which is triangular, right? Whenever there's a trinity, it's kind of triangular. And I'm seeing here, it says chapter 1, and then it says the end. Okay, so there is a spiritual ending and new beginning. You guys are really transforming. And with all due respect, this is Scorpio season. So there's going to be inevitable unavoidable transformations here, and I'm seeing you very strong in the middle of this because we have strength, and on one side we have a congratulations and on the other we have a conclusion. So there's a successful conclusion here in November for you, Sagittarius, and it's just in time for your birthday. So we're asking you, and you're being led and extremely encouraged this month to kind of close a chapter, right? You want to close one book in order to start writing a new one, because a certain, and it's interesting that card would fall and lay face down, because you're being asked to really close certain people, places, and things out of your life. So what has made it so far in your story, right? I look at life as a story a lot, Sagittarius, and I very much consider my own self as the author of my own life story. So, you know, you are the author of your story as well, and, you know, it's becoming, every writer, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end, okay? And that's another trinity as well. So there's a beginning, there's a middle, and there's an end, and every writer is faced with the kind of opportunity to sit down, especially when we're talking about life books here, right? So who in your life is still a character in your book? Who's going to make it to the next chapter of your life, right? There's certain people, certain places, certain houses, and jobs and situations that are just ending in November, and you're being encouraged and guided to kind of close that chapter and write a whole new story. And this might be, you're the main character, and you could very much be somebody who you didn't expect yourself to be. But this is coming up as an ending. And there's going to be a new beginning as well. This is all about endings and new beginnings. This is death and transformation. So there's a death of one story, and there's a transformation and a new beginning with another story here. And this could have something to do with communicating about that, because we have the third house. This is short distance travel. Some of you could be short distance traveling to kind of conclude something, but I'm seeing a strong conclusion here, and I'm seeing it in a successful way. So it's like Spirit could be congratulating you on these endings, right? You've completed a full story. One of the chapters in your life is now completing. And it's interesting that that would come up for you, Sag, because I kind of see it like that as a birthday. When my birthday comes up, I always feel like a certain chapter. So I'm 22, and when I turn 23 in March, I'm kind of going to close the 22nd chapter and start writing a new chapter. Okay, so whatever age, however many years you've experienced on this earth, you're about to experience another one. And so whatever you experienced that year before, it was to prepare you and to build you up for the story that's about to be written. And these are very old books, they're very elder scrolls kind of. So this is talking to me about experience, that you've really experienced a lot within these chapters of your life, and you're probably very relieved for it to come to an end. Not your life, of course, but just the chapter. You're relieved for this kind of more, and it's interesting. Yeah, it is a complicated chapter coming to an end. So I guess Spirit is nudging me to go ahead and reveal your fourth card here, because we have complication, and this came up for Scorpio too. So there is just a complicated energy coming kind of for the last half of the zodiac wheel, right? So there's these complications coming up. The emotional energy that we face in Scorpio season can be complicated as well. This is the 11th card. So this could be complications with people around you. And it's interesting that we have 12 and then we have 11. Okay, so there's something here. I really hope that some of you aren't taking a step back, a complicated step back, in order to keep reminiscing on chapters in your life before, right? Because there's a little bit of numerology here, and after a conclusion, you should be moving up. But I'm just seeing for some of you, you're actually going to take a step back, which is okay, Sagittarius. Sometimes we have to go back and recheck things, and sometimes people come back from our past or whatever, but be careful when there's such success and strength on the table for you, because you really want to pay attention to that, and you want to conclude certain things right now. Endings are hard, and there is a lot of 12th house energy coming up for you. Interesting that the success and the conclusion was a 12, so that those are both finishing energies. So when it's over, you want to start over again. You want to start new. Okay, there's something here with starting new, and that could be complicated for you. This card is kind of complicated. I see a lot of things in the background of this card crossing each other, so there could be some complicated disagreements or with other people, especially because this is the 11th card, and the 11th house is Aquarius. It's all about community and where we work, groups of people that we work with. So hopefully work is not complicated for you, and hopefully you're not having complicated relationships with other people or friendships or discussions with other people. And it's interesting that we have complicated here, and then we have success. So if that is a complication with a career, it's interesting that you're starting off the month in a successful way. Some of you could have got promotions in the beginning of the month, and it started off strong, and this felt like a new beginning for you. And now, things are getting complicated as it's coming into your birthday season. Everybody is so hype about their birthday all the time, right? And they always look forward to it, and they party, and they get gifts and things like that. But on a spiritual level, birthdays are actually quite intense, right? It's like you're being born again. 22 years ago on my birthday, I was being born. So whenever your birthday day is, just know that on that day, however many years ago, how old you are, you were coming out of the birth canal. Like, being born is an extremely painful process. Spiritually, mentally, and physically. It's painful for the mother. It's painful, you know what I mean? So to be born again, and it's interesting that I'm talking to you about this because this is Scorpio energy, so definitely think about this metaphorically as well. To be born again is painful. Endings are painful. Transformations are painful, but they're beautiful as well. So there's something here with complicated conclusions, right? And the conclusions are almost like cycles ending. So you may reach a complicated conclusion at the end of this month as well, Sagittarius. You could come to a complicated ending with things, and that's okay. At least it's a conclusion, right? I would rather have it be a complicated conclusion than a complicated beginning, because you did not have a complicated beginning. You had a congratulations and you were strong, right? And it's complicated though to decide who's going to be in my life now and who isn't, and what job should I have, like what's best for me. And I believe this is the Saturn energy coming up. Saturn can definitely complicate things. I see that your emotions could be kind of complicated with that moon here in we have a moon with a circle, and then we have these harsh rectangle, right? So you could be boxed in with your emotions, and that could be complicating things. Other people around you could be complicating things right now. But I really want you to focus on the success and the strength in your reading, because you are transforming, Sagittarius. And I know things could get kind of complicated as they come to a close and as they come to an end, but endings are just as important as beginnings. Make sure that you're just as successful with your conclusions as you are your beginnings, all right? Because things get complicated here towards the end of November. Interesting that the sun will be entering your sign just in a week or so. So we have your birthdays coming up, and birthdays can complicate things too. As I was mentioning, it's very intense for the sun to return to you. So there is something here with that. And at the bottom of the deck, we do have that summoning of love, and we have the High Priestess of Fire, and the High Priestess of Earth, and the High Priestess of Water. And you really want to be taking the right risks here, because we have risk in there as well. So now we're going to get some clarifiers for you, Sagittarius. I'm just going to give it a light shuffle here, all right? We have the Ten of Swords try to kind of pop out. So some of you are successfully healing and coming out of pain. And this is also a successful ending here, because the Ten of Swords is a mental ending. So let's see here why success is on the table for Sagittarius. This is Sagittarius's reading for November. Okay, so this could have something to do with finances, because I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom and the Nine of Pentacles underneath that. So this could have something to do with that. And there is a lot of changes going on here. We have the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom now, but we have certain changes here. This is money coming in, or a blessing, a certain job. So it's interesting that that will be there. And the Nine of Swords is talking about nightmares, anxiety, insomnia. Maybe you're not getting enough sleep, Sagittarius. This card came out for Pisces with a different reading that I watched, so don't feel alone. Just know that everything's changing there with that kind of world card. And I was just kind of looking at your energies and the underlying energy. But what we have actually verifying this success. So this is the Six of Cups. So this could be interpreted in many different ways. For some of you, this is success with your past and your future, because this is a past and future card. And we know that because we have this kind of older figure delivering a cup with a white flower of purity growing out of it. All these cups have white flowers. Usually cup cards don't. But this is the card where every cup has a white flower. So this is growth emotionally and growth purity. And I love seeing that, because Scorpio is all about purity. It's all about the emotions. It purges out anything that's dark or impure, right? So we have, this could be you nurturing your past and your present, or your future. Remember we were talking here about the beginning, middle, and end. So there is a success here. There are things coming full circle with you. And for others of you, this is a soulmate, possibly returning back from the past. And I'm seeing that this is success, right? So you could be experiencing some success here with a soulmate, or just success here with your emotions. Past emotions. I know I've been doing a lot of work this Scorpio season with kind of releasing past emotions that I didn't know I had. So make sure you're successfully releasing emotions, Sagittarius, in a strong way. And these soulmates here, the soulmate energy, you could be successful with that as well. So I'm seeing that there. Mostly I'm seeing that this is emotional success though. Okay, and it's being successful emotionally from your past and your present, and everything just being good. So that's the Six of Cups. And it's actually balanced as well. Because anytime you have a six, there's three and there's three, right? So I'm seeing a lot of balance there. Either balance between you and a past soulmate, or balance between your emotions, or the balance between your past and your present and your future. And this is validating the success. So you are successful. You were successful in your past, and you don't want to forget to pat your back on everything you've come through and everything that you are, because you're kind of standing here as the person that you are. This could be you nurturing your younger self, right? We go back in the past and we pat ourselves on the back where we didn't before. And we have the Four of Pentacles as well. So we have the Five of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is talking about financial success. This man is content, and he's very proud of the pentacles that he has, so much so that he is grounding them beneath his feet. He's hanging on tight to one on his over his chest, and he didn't have any other hands left, so he just balanced one on top of his head. And he's doing this to make sure that no one sneaks a pinnacle away from him. So, Sag, you could have taken on more of this attitude with your finances, which is leading you to success. I see this more as the beginning of November, but possibly the rest of the whole November and into December as well. You having these kind of birthday energies, you could be really waking up to certain people who have just drained you financially, whether this is relationship partners or your job, if you're not receiving a lot of money, but you've really woken up to your second house of value. So you're really hanging on tightly to your money here, and that could be either good or bad, but I'm seeing this as good for some of you Sagittariuses, because somebody was mistreating your finances, and you don't like that. You don't like doing things without the reward, right? So now you're making sure that you reap your reward, and you're like, this is my money, and this is what I've earned, and here's my pinnacles, and here they are. One's on my head, one I'm hanging on to, and one is my feet. Two of them are on my feet. And I'm also seeing some of you away from home right now, or possibly away from a community that you're wanting to be in, or something like that. And this is all about success here. So some of you this sometimes relates to hanging on to something too tightly. So you could be hanging on too tightly to a soulmate from the past. You really don't want to hang on tightly to those emotions, right? Because this is all about releasing your emotions in Scorpio season. And you want to release these emotions before the sun enters Sagittarius, right? That's why I'm doing so much work too, because I do not want to be in the same position, all sad and depressed inside. Remember that Nine of Swords? So make sure you're releasing emotion from the past. Make sure you're releasing certain soulmates that aren't a part of your new story, Sagittarius, because there are certain stories ending now. So, you are hanging on tight to certain emotions, and that's just some of you. Others of you may have applied to the first way I interpreted this, but there's more of you, or different Sagittariuses out there, that may need to hear that it's okay to let go of a certain soulmate. It's okay to let go of certain emotions, because it's coming out in a success, right? And some of you are just hanging on tight to success. Some of you are just hanging on tight to your emotional resilient, like you are emotionally attached to being successful right now, right? And we have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. So I'm seeing this as very much so about money. So you could be successful when it comes to money right now, Sagittarius. I'm seeing that strongly. Okay, let's validate strength here for Sagittarius. Why is strength on the table for Sag? Can I have a validator, please? A clarifier. Okay, some of you is the strength to walk away. This did flop back over, but I'm going to just talk about it here. This is the Eight of Cups. Interesting that the Eight of Cups would come over the strength card. So we have 2 8 energies. Remember, we had the 3 and the 5 up there, so 3 plus 5 is 8. So this is strongly walking away from certain things, Sagittarius. This is what Spirit is telling me, because things are changing for you. This was at the bottom of the deck. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning, your birthdays are coming, the year is ending, you have a certain endings in chapter 1, ending and conclusions. So, with that being said, and we do have this full moon up here in the corner. So whether it be the Taurus full moon that you walked away from something, or whether it be the Scorpio new moon on the 18th, whether it be the Gemini, and that will be in your 7th house. So some of you could even be walking away from partnerships, relationships, stuff like that. But I do see you guys here, because this Eight of Cups here, it talks about leaving materialistic things behind for a spiritual endeavor. So you could have really realized something here in November where this just isn't doing it for you. There's nothing in these cups. You know, you did start out with hanging on to finances a lot. So it's interesting to see you hanging on to this soulmate and then hanging on to finances, and then you find the strength to walk away, right? You find the strength to release your own emotions. This is a releasing of emotions, walking away from an emotional situation in order to seek out spiritual guidance. And this is 2-8 energy. So Scorpio season, it's really getting you in tune. And if it's not, you have the ability to be in tune with your emotions. And the moon symbolizes emotions too, right? So it's not that you're walking away from your own emotions, but you're walking away from the emotions that you were holding on tight to before, right? This is coming out for the majority of you. I love seeing you strong enough to walk away because, you know, things are changing, and we do have the Queen of Wands underneath that. So this is fire energy, Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries, but I'm seeing this more so as you. We have this beautiful black cat down here, always symbolic for me for psychic protection and spirituality, because black cats are the shit. And then we have this Ace of Swords here for you. So this is communicating your own truth. Possibly with all the endings and new beginnings happening in this month, you're really going to need to take this Ace of Swords and cut some truth into people, you know, cut out some of the lies, because the Ace of Swords is all about truth. And then we do have the Nine of Cups. So this is emotional fulfillment. This is emotional contentment. This is also the Make a Wish card. So if you have a certain wish, and if you didn't make a wish on 11/11, then Sagittarius, you know, you're very magical. We have that summoning underneath your deck. So summon what you wish for. This man is very content, right? This person was not content. So they walked away, and it's interesting that we have the Eight of Cups and then we have the Nine of Cups. So this is a step forward where you were walking away before. You walked away from something that wasn't emotionally fulfilling you, and you're coming in. Remember how it's successful. So don't hold on to things right now. If you let go, if you jump and you take that risk, Sagittarius, there is beautiful things waiting for you on the other side. Your birthday season can be amazing if you own your own emotions and if you take back your own power. This man's very content with his emotions, right? And it's communicating about what you want as well. Communicate about what makes you emotionally fulfilling and walk away from what doesn't. You have the strength to do this, and it's interesting that we have the Strength card as well. So we have Strength validating strength. This is a Leo energy, but I'm just seeing this more so if you're not dealing with a Leo. Some of you may be even walking away from Leos or other fire signs right now. And if that doesn't apply to you, then you just have the strength to walk away from any people, places, or things that no longer serve you. So we had the Eight of Cups come out for the strength. You have the strength to walk away passionately from what no longer serves you. You have the strength to conclude things. When you walk away like this, you are enforcing your own method of conclusion. And we have that very much on the table for you. And this is also a concluding energy as well, right? This is chapter 1 ending. This is an ending and a new beginning here. The Wheel of Karma, the Wheel of Fortune is turning, Sagittarius, and it's really awakening you to what you really want, what you really feel, and what you really need and desire. So let's see why conclusion is on the table for you. Why is conclusion here for the sign of Sagittarius for November 2017? Conclusion. Chapter 1, the end. Chapter 1, the end. So what is ending? What is beginning for Sagittarius? Whoa. Alright, well, we have the Page of Swords pop out, which is truth coming in. So there could be some conclusions here because of something that is said to you or something that you hear amongst the wind. There's some type of communication here about endings as well. And the Chariot's coming out, so this is a victorious conclusion, and it's an emotional conclusion as well. Ace of Wands at the bottom there. So this is passion coming in for you and encouragement for you to end certain things and passionately begin completely new things, Sag. Would you like to try something new? Is there anything new in your life? Okay, that just fell down, but we did have the Page of Pentacles. So this is a very grounded new beginning, okay? Anytime that there's a Pentacle, this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Some of you could be ending or beginning something with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If you're not ending something with one of those, if you're not beginning something with one of those, then you could also just be, this is anytime there's a page energy, this is a new beginning. You see how he's kind of holding it up in an uplifting way, in like an enthusiastic way. He's going to start on his own journey as well. So, you know, this is you really valuing your story. You really value your life so far. You know, chapter one was cool and everything like that, but you're really ready. You know, this is for some of you a financial conclusion, or a conclusion of a job, conclusion of certain values, because pentacles, they symbolize what's real. Okay, so this could be a house or a car or anything that you value, anything that you can really touch and see and feel. So, you know, that's debatable, but there are certain conclusions here, and it's validated by the Page of Pentacles. So I'm seeing you having the finances to really conclude certain things. Perhaps if you have, and you do have a lot of options here as well, at the bottom of the deck. This is the this Eight of Cups. Nope, it's the Seven of Cups. Sorry. The Seven of Cups here, talking about lots of options that you have emotionally and in a different realm. This is another realm, and there's lots of different cups there to choose from, right? And this is very emotional, right? This is the Queen of Cups here, so there's a lot of emotional conclusions, and we have here the Leo card again with the Three of Cups. So some of you could have been dealing with a Leo third party situation. The moon is showing itself here as well. So this could be a Pisces energy or a Cancer energy. But this is more so Pisces in tarot. And if it's not a Pisces, then you are following your intuition, and it's symbolic for your emotions. So I'm going to get another card here on this conclusion, because the Page of Pentacles, you know, yeah, it's a beginning and ending, but tell me more about this conclusion. The Page of Pentacles, conclusion, chapter 1. There's something here about, this is a promotion or something for you guys as well. Like, you don't like the job you're getting, you're not getting paid enough. Like, perhaps you don't want to just hold one pentacle, right? You're like, why do I only have one pentacle? This needs to conclude, and I want a lot of pentacles. I want more pentacles to hold. But just remember, at the center of your reading, we have you walking away from all that anyway, in a very strong way. So show me more about this Page of Pentacles. Okay, Five of Pentacles. So there are more pentacles to be shown here, but it's not the Four, it's the Five of Pentacles. And this is a left out in the cold feeling, Sagittarius. Interesting, Libra got this card as well. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. So there could be some really fiery arguments or disagreements going on here. And I'm seeing you left out in the cold, Sagittarius. And this is more so a past energy, because, you know, it is the winter solstice approaching. This is winter. We see the snow here. And that's more metaphorical for the cold feeling, right? These people are wounded and they're hurt. And this is a poverty card. So it's interesting that two pentacle cards, we have you kind of, this is ending. I see this ending, and this is what's beginning. So it's interesting that we have chapter 1 and chapter 2 and a conclusion. So perhaps being left out in the cold is what's concluding in your life, Sagittarius. You know, you guys could be really starting the endeavors and new beginnings and, journeys with new jobs and financial situations. You could come into a certain windfall, but I'm really seeing here that this kind of chapter where money was all over the place and you were really left out in the cold. You know, this is about taking sanctuary. You know, we have this kind of sanctuary, this church, this safe haven for you to return to, where you could get your finances back up. So there's something here in the month of November where you're really thinking about your finances, and you're really thinking about what you could do to where you're not being left out in the cold like this anymore. So I see that this is what the conclusion is for you. This left out in the cold feeling, this feeling of financially struggling. Remember, we had certain people taking your money, and you really holding on to your pentacles. Okay, so this is what you're worried about, Sagittarius. This is your finances really being left out in the cold, but you can close the chapter on that and start a new endeavor, right? Yeah, it's not Five of Pentacles, but he's not in the cold anymore. Now it's not cold or snowing, you know what I mean? So wherever the sanctuary is for you, that you find and you go to in November and December, just know that it's really going to start you off on a new beginning of finances and value. For others of you, if it's not that, I mean, it could very well be an ending with an earth sign, because we have these two pentacle cards here. This reminds me a lot of Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, because they're all about money and earth and everything like that. So some of you could have been feeling left out in the cold by an earth sign, and you're really just starting your own endeavors of value, and you're closing the chapter on that. And I do see you guys, you're not alone. You know, it's interesting that this card has two people, and they are very wounded. And like I said, Sagittarius, about this, like, I seen that you have been through a lot. When I looked at these books here, the chapter 1 and the conclusion there, you have been through a lot. You know, you've had this feeling inside for a while now, and it's time for you to really come out of that cold and to start a new positive endeavor. And you can't see, but this card, this is all yellow. This is all sunshine. So there's an ending here of the dark, and there's a really abundant light coming for you. This is dark, 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 and all this is bright yellow, sunshiny skies. So, Sag, don't worry. Towards the end of the month, and as soon as that sun comes into Sagittarius, I'm telling you, there's going to be a buildup of energy, and I believe that you're really going to start new positive journeys. If this isn't about a job or about money, you guys, even though I'm seeing that really strongly, I'm seeing a lot of you struggling with money and then starting a whole new endeavor with, like, there's flowers and sunshine and everything. You got over the hurdle, like, and it's funny that you had a person with you here. I strongly see here that some of you had somebody with you that was kind of, it's in some situations it's good to have somebody here with you during this situation, but this person is kind of turning their back on you as well. So there could have been someone who actually caused this cold poverty feeling, okay, because you're like holding yourself up with your own crutches. And for your reading, Sagittarius, I just see this person kind of leaving you out in the cold, okay? I don't know who this person is, but they caused you to be in debt financially, and they kind of left you to deal with your own problems. But don't worry, because that's concluding. But look at you here now. Now you're by yourself. So where is this person now? Who was this person that should have stuck with you through this cold feeling? Like, they are with you in this cold feeling, and they're with you, but they're walking away from you. Like, look at you. I see you more so as this guy. Because, Sagittarius, I know you're wounded as well, but you would have your own crutches and everything like that, okay? And so this person is just more so like covering themselves up, and this just looks, take a look at these people here and see what you feel. But there's someone here who left you completely alone out in the cold financially, but it's okay, because the new beginning is all you by yourself. You're looking good. The sun is shining, Sagittarius, and there's lots of new beginnings here and flowers and growth as well. So you're going to get over those hurdles, and that's, if I were you, I would really close the book on that Five of Pentacles energy. Leave that where it was, because that person left you anyways, and I would start new. And this is energy towards the end of November. So when the sun is in Sagittarius, you'll be leaving that kind of cold feeling behind and really starting your own endeavors. If it's not about money, it's about anything that you value. Someone could have left you out in the cold about what you value, and you just started to believe in it enough by yourself. Okay, I see you really coming out, and there is this Five of Wands at the bottom, so could have something to do with disagreements and energy just going all over the place, like nobody knows what direction they're really going in. So you just start going in your own direction, and I love seeing that. I see here you really take an initiative to go your own direction this month, right? We have you walking away strong, and then we have you starting a new financial or beginning with value. So I want to know why things are complicated. Why is this complicated energy here? Is there anything else we can say to Sagittarius here to kind of further initiate or further speak about this complication? Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. So this is a complicated energy. This is a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini energy. And it doesn't have to be those signs. This is literally just charging forward very fast. This is stormy weather. Looks very complicated, doesn't it? Like, he is in stress. He is very angry and aggressive. And this is charging in with certain communications. This is arguments. This is charging in. You see how his sword is drawn? So that symbolizes conversation, because swords are conversation in tarot. So he's charging forward, and he is ready and willing to cut people off and tell people. This is harsh words being said. And one thing about the Knight of Swords is that he doesn't care about the consequences. So there's certain complications here that cause you to just charge forward. You're very protected, Sagittarius, with whoever you're communicating with. And there's something here that's clouded, and you're just kind of charging through the complicated clouds, like, all right, enough of this. Like, and this is the end of November. This is the kind of the last energies of your cards. So, Sagittarius, you're going through a lot of completions with the finances, and you're going through a lot of value transformation. So, you're going to need to, like, value yourself enough to charge forth and be truthful. Like, this is kind of the Knight of Truth, and I'm concerned because he's moving quite fast, and if he's not considering, the complication in the future, there's certain consequences, especially with Saturn in your sign. So be careful what you're charging forward to. And if these are people charging towards you, because I do see that, how the cards are laying, this Knight is charging this way, and you're more so standing here with your pinnacle. So I don't even see this as you, Sagittarius. For some of you, it is. For some of you, you're just taking the initiative to charge out of a very complicated situation, which is fine. Others of you have this kind of Knight of Swords charging at you. So be careful of air signs this month. That is your opposite sign. Be careful of Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius is charging at you with your finances. So whatever that might mean to you. And then we have another sword energy. So this is about why it's complicated. So we have the Six of Swords here. And I really do see you leaving certain situations behind, Sag. Like, this is a really beautiful card to come up for complication. So I do see you, as soon as you figure out, what's complicated, you are definitely not, like, where that horse was like calm before and just chilling, you've really mounted this horse and you are on the go. Like, the wind is roaring, very windy, very cloudy energy, and you just have your sword drawn of truth. This is pretty much the Ace of Swords in his hand. And because I've seen that you had the Ace of Swords before. So you charged forward, whether this person's charging at you, and they look a lot more protected than you, Sagittarius, so just be careful. Make sure that this pinnacle is everything that you value. Make sure that you have everything that you value ready. You want to be truthful about what you value as well. But as far as the complicated energy, the Six of Swords is coming up because you're leaving these complicated situations. You're like, look, these waters, and Scorpio season showed you this. This is Scorpio season. This is Sagittarius season in the future. See how the waters are way more calm? And he's wanting to get to land. Like, you're just wanting to get back to logic. You want to get back to financial stability. You want things to make sense. So you might make a decision in November and the beginning of December to really leave something behind. And I do see two other people in the boat here. So you and two other people could be really leaving a complicated situation in order to get to calmer waters, okay? And this is a air energy. So we have swords very much validating why things are complicated for you. So I'm seeing that the complication is more of a mental thing for you. And swords are decisions as well. So you're really charging in to make certain decisions this month, and either way, you're getting the hell out of a cloudy situation. You're getting out of a rough situation very quickly. In this card, the Six of Swords, and this is balance as well, but it's talking about making the decision to leave with regret. Like, the man seems very gung-ho, okay? So this is about the strength to walk away again, because remember we had strength and then we had the Eight of Cups kind of verifying that. So you are very strong enough to be that masculine figure who's rowing that boat. There could be two other people in your life who really didn't want to leave, and they really are thinking differently than you, but you're like, look, either you're with me or you're not. And then this lady was like, fine. So she covered her head, and it's interesting. Could be the same lady here, right? This might not even be you, Sagittarius. This could be two people in your life who you're really leaving out in the cold because you're and I didn't see it like that before, but now Spirit is telling me that you could have left two people out in the cold financially to start your own beginning because they were draining your money, and now you're like, look, you're either with me or you're not. And it looks like you bring them with you, though. It looks like you try. So they must be characters in your book still. But here they are again, and this person had their head covered up. See how that person has their head covered up, and then they're on this boat with their head covered up again. So there's some type of hidden figure in your life, Sagittarius, that is very much in your midst. I'm not sure who this hooded figure is, but I think you care about them, and I think that they are going to make the mental decision to leave with you. I don't know what's going to happen once you guys reach land over there. This is more so into December, and I'll have to, I can't wait to talk to you guys next month and see what goes on after you're out of these waters, right? This is Scorpio season. You see all these waters? This is a very big lake, and they're almost there, though. You are almost to shore, right? All this hard work, all this mental exhaustion and being left out in the cold, all the mental anxiety that you feel about finances, and this is complicated mental. Your mental is really complicated right now. But just know that you're going to reach shore very soon. You're going to be able to take a breather. You know what I mean? I'm seeing your energy really picking up. Like, whatever situation, you're not going to be the one. These people in the boat, they don't really want to leave, but you're like, look at the waters. Why would you want to turn back? Why would you? And this is interesting that this is why things get complicated, because you're like, look, I am so ready to start a new beginning. Like, I'm ready for this chapter to end. I'm ready to, this is my energy. Like, I'm a Sagittarius and I'm holding up my pinnacles. I know what I can do. I'm done with being left out in the cold. And I feel sorry for people who aren't ready to really go with you, because you are ready. You are done with the complicated energy and you're ready to just go. This is complicated energy too. See the waves in the water? And he wants to go to somewhere that's calmer, somewhere that's more grounded, like you're being very logical. And then the last card we have is the Seven of Wands. So this is a fiery energy. This is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, and this is talking about really remaining on your feet, Sagittarius. Okay, you're really trying not to give into these emotions, because we do have water right here, and the guy's feet are separated, and he doesn't want to have water. But then we have all these wands right here, okay? And so there are hidden enemies in your reading. I did see the deceit card. So it's funny that we can't see the people beneath you that are trying to knock you off your feet. But all these wands are down here, and there's men down here that are trying to knock you secretly off your feet. So stay on your game, Sagittarius, because this is why things are complicated. It's complicated because there's a lot of mental movement happening right now. You really want to move somewhere differently, whether it be moving a house or just moving something. Something's got to give. Something's got to move, right? There's got to be some type of movement here. And you are moving. You see how strong and sturdy you are on your feet? And you've got this kind of wand there, and you're ready to fucking knock somebody out if they want to knock you off your feet. Like, no, you are really coming into a place of success. And I see you coming out on top. This guy is on top of a mountain, and the rest of these losers are on the ground. So that's why they want to knock you down. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is a completion with finances. This is a certain completion and new beginning here. So some of you may be looking at new jobs or doing something new that you don't usually do in your job. Whatever it is, this is completion. Okay, this is a completion of value, but this is completion in a very real way. And it's interesting that we had two pentacle cards validate your conclusion, because this is a conclusion. So there's something here with the earth element and concluding for Sagittarius. And pentacles are all about what's real. So there's very real things in your life right now in November, beginning of December, that are concluding. And I do see you here. We have the Page of Wands, right? This is a fiery energy, and the page is on a new endeavor. Look at you looking good and sharp. You know what I'm saying? This is you getting over certain hurdles. You look good, Sagittarius. You feel good, and you're passionate. You're ready to start on a new endeavor, and you're ready to do so in a very successful way. Because after the Ten of Pentacles, we have 3 wand cards. So we have you starting a new successful beginning, and you're going to be able to deal with this 5 of Wands, these energies going different ways. You're going to be able to do what it takes to really decide, right? And you may have some decisions here going in further into your reading of certain betrayal or heartbreak, stuff like that. But you're doing what you need to do right now in order to prevent that. And we don't want to forget that we had summon at the bottom of your deck. So just know that any kind of feeling that you felt during this reading, you have so much magic power to summon anything. If you want to summon the strength to leave, you can. If you want to summon more finances, you can. If you want to summon success with finances or success with a soulmate from the past, you can. If you want to summon a new financial beginning, if you want to summon the certain conclusions and endings of certain things, just know that you can. If you want to summon this complicated energy away from you, or rather the strength to leave out of this complicated situation, you can, Sagittarius. You can. So, very interesting reading there, and that's what I have for you for the month of November. A little bit of a longer reading for you, but that's okay, because there's so much to talk about, right? So I'm giving you my best energy, Sagittarius. I'm a huge fan of you guys. Not really fan, but, I'm just a fan of your energy, I guess. And I always look forward to your readings, and especially because it's your birthday time. So very, very interesting there, Sagittarius. And I really hope that you're using that power to summon, your own value, your own self-worth. You may be stepping out a bit on your own this month, and that's okay, because I'm seeing you being successful. I'm seeing success really coming through strong for this reading. So if you're feeling like you're not doing enough or that you're not successful, just know that that's Saturn's dumbass. Sorry, Saturn, but sometimes you can be kind of, you can make people feel like whatever they're doing isn't enough. But what you're doing, Sagittarius, is enough. And you need to really take a breath and a rest and just be about yourself right now, because it's your birthday. You know what I mean? Like, you've been here for another year, and don't let people distract you around you. Like, it's your birthday. It's your time to shine. Okay? And don't let other people try to steal that from you and knock you down from it, because this is your time, Sagittarius. I feel your energy very strongly. All right, guys. So other than that, that's all I have for you in November. And we will talk again in December. Bye, Sag.